Alright guys, I want to start this story at a rickety old koi house up in a place called Utogi. Most people will know, who's been to Japan will know this place, but a lot of things started for me here many years ago, but now this house isn't used as a retail like it used to be. This house, this little place behind me here, used to be the coffee house, and it used to have a beautiful big table in there, polished table. It must have cost an absolute fortune. You had everything in there, loads of stuff, and that's where we did all our business, in this little hut here, right? And you're probably talking that even back then this was the biggest supplier of koi in the world, right? In the world, right? That little hut there, right, is where we used to go in for coffee. We used to go in there to do the money. We used to go in there to finalize everything. It was nuts. The money that went through there back in 25 years ago, it was colossal. I'd say far more than what it is now. For us anyway. When I was with my dad, we used to, this was a massive place. It still is a massive place for us now. The father, well, what I'll do is I'll start off. Right, so you've got the father, which is Seitaro Hirasawa, and then he had two sons, right? Yoshiyuki being the oldest son, and Hironori, who was the younger son. Now, he turned around to them many years ago and he said, look, do you want to go big, or do you just want to be a small breeder, breeding a few varieties, or do you really want to smash this thing? And as people know now, that's what they decided to do, with the father at the helm and the two sons, which, I mean, even now, the work ethic of this family is by far they don't sleep. These guys don't sleep. I mean, I was talking to Yoshiyuki the other day, and they even camp out at some of the harvest spots for the next day. So all the trucks come up, the trucks go back, the trucks come again, right? So as many people will know, this is Marusei Koi Farm. It's been known as a few other names. Back in the day, we used to call it Seitaro, which is his father's name. And now it's all Marusei now. Everything's Marusei. And the eldest son, Yoshiyuki, now runs Marusei Koi Farm. But this is the building where it all started. So sorry, you've got Yoshiyuki now, who runs the whole of Marusei. We're going to go to his farm on this video, the main farm, which many people have seen before, but I wanted to try and tell the story. Now then, so when Yoshiyuki took over the business from his father, which again I've said, it's not like a run-up, it's that day, everything's exchanged. His father goes from Monday being the boss of the empire to Tuesday being staff, and the son is now in charge of everything. The properties, the bank account, you name it, everything goes to the son the next day, right? And it changes that fast, right? So now we've got Yoshiyuki, who runs the empire, and it is an empire. And then, as a lot of people know, the younger son, Hironori, now runs Maruhiro Koi Farm. And they are both separate entities now. They're not affiliated. They're affiliated in family, but they are totally separate businesses. But I'll put Maruhiro on this as well, because I think it'll be good for the story. But yeah, so I mean, I don't know if you can see it in the background. Let me just try and zoom up. Oh, I can't zoom on this. I'll show you on the other side. But up on the hill, there's a beautiful Japanese house, and that was the family home. But when the earthquake hit, this place where we're at now stopped being used. So it really isn't a retail. We bought fish from here recently. I bought fish here from the other day, actually. I'll show you in a minute some little Hiyotsuris. But nobody comes here on a daily basis. If there's some special fish here, or if there's some fish that people want, then they will bring them here and they can have a look. But it takes me back a long time, this place, because like I said, we did spend a lot of time here. And also the father, Seitaro, he's been one of my favourite guys since day one, since I ever started coming out here 32 years ago. He's taught me a lot of good lessons, a lot of bad lessons. He's definitely tested me a few times. But but I love the guy. And we're going to go down. What happened is that he, when he became staff at Marusei, his son bought him another place which is not far from here, and now his father still runs it to this day, and he's 80 years old and he still runs it. I bought fish from him this time, and he still runs that little place, but it's still under Marusei, but his son just bought him this house off an old koi breeder who's retiring, Hiroi, and then that's where he is now. So, but I'll show you around this little farm first, because this is where the story has to start, because this is where it all did start. So, but let me turn it round. So those two houses up there were always Tozai houses. I don't know what they are now. There's a mud pond at the back, still got fish in. I mean, this guy probably doesn't even know where he has fish. So there's fish in there, they look like big size, big yonsai. But these guys are a 365-day-a-year business now. They don't stop. You know, probably during the week, you know, they're shipping out 1,000 boxes a week. It's insane. Oh, can't open the door. But there you go. Some little Hiotsuris there. They're absolutely beautiful, and I bought a few of those. Really nice. In here, there used to be nice big fish back in the day. But really, not much works around here anymore. Bit of rack and ruin, but the ponds still work, so fill them with fish. That's what I say. If there's water, put fish in them. That's definitely the Marusei way. Nothing in these tanks. Not yet. But it really isn't the most... I mean, Japan koi breeders themselves, health and safety doesn't really come into it, but this is pretty bad. I mean, it's not a place we'd bring customers to just because they'd fall in. Beautiful kajaku. He really does nice kajaku. Mixed over there. High-tech filters. Probably some quality hair curlers in there. Don't worry, it's only a low stocking rate. So this little car park area over the road, this is packed all the time, packed. So there it says Marusei Koi Farm. That actual white sign says origin of Chagoi. So this is the origin of Chagoi. Now, he's also famous for the red karashi, which are there. I don't know if we can just zoom in down at the bottom. There's another koi house here. It was the biggest at the time. It was massive. It was massive. So that's the Utogi tunnel. But up there, let's see. And it's an absolutely amazing house, but they never repaired it after the earthquake. They never bothered with it. It's one of these mysteries, why not? I mean, it's certainly not a money issue. Sometimes when you go up there now, because we do use that road sometimes just to have drive up somewhere else, and they store it with all the big auto feeders go up there. It's crazy, and it's an absolute fantastic house. So, but yeah, so we're up in Utogi, and this was the place to be. This is where the Marusei started off. Absolutely amazing. When I think back about the time, the fish, the money, I mean, don't forget back then as well, like, you know, 25, 30 years ago, it was all cash. I mean, crikey, you know, that in there, I mean, if this was a company in England, I mean, you'd need Securicore to come in there and take the amount of cash that guy was taking. And I mean, you know, somebody was telling me yesterday that Marusei probably pay more tax than any other breeder. And they are the biggest breeder of koi and the biggest seller of koi in Japan. And I would imagine the wealthiest. It's hard to believe, but it's true. And the materialistic things, they don't do anything like that. All they do is work, work. I mean, I've said on other videos, I've said to him before, I mean, how many harvests do you do a day? He said, I don't know. He said, we just fill the trucks up and then we come back and then we go back again. We just keep filling them up. So, but let's go and carry on at one of the other farms, one of the other Marusei properties. Right, so this is the father's, it's dead hard to explain really, because now he's a staff. He works for his son. He works for Marusei Koi Farm. But this is where his son bought off an old breeder, and now Seitaro, the father, now runs this place. And he does his own, he does his own harvesting still, and he does a lot of his own breeding. He's still passionate, very passionate about everything. I'll show you where he's building some more things down there as well, so we'll have a look. But look, listen, this is an overflow of Marusei. So they do a lot of the same similar fish. So maybe it's fish that are like on wholesale lists and stuff like that. So when dealers all over the world speak to an agent and say, yeah, get me a box of Iutsuri, get me a box of Shirotsuri, get me a box of Sui, and they'll come here and they'll box them up and that's it. They're not pricing individual or photographing individual fish. But let's have a look. He's there as well, he's in the back. Probably go for a brew with him in a minute. Anyway, let's go have a quick. But please don't get caught up on these places that are, they're not state-of-the-art places, but they do an exceptional job of what they need to do. So in here now are a lot of the father's special koi. These are the ones that he's still really passionate about. So these are his babies. Now we've managed to buy 3 of these fish out of this pond this time, and I mean, don't think that these fish are not big. There's some in here. We bought 3 in here at 90 cm. We've got the Deutz Benigoi. The one behind, sorry. That Deutz Benigoi there I bought this year. She's going to the Middle East. The reverse Asagi. He's saying it's like an Asagi Achiba. That one is going to the States to one of Brian's customers. And there's also a beautiful Mariten Asagi as well, which is going to go to the States for Brian's clients. But they are really, really nice fish, and he still gets excited about them. He really does. But that's the only Kage one around. Absolutely brilliant. Some of these fish here went to the Nogio side. Did very well. Again, under the Marusei name. Beautiful. We can buy anything here. It's crazy. The smell that hits you in here, it's just like kerosene or something. It's fuel. All right, guys. Ohayou gozaimasu, Sacho. Genki? He pretty much said to me, stop being stupid with these videos, come and have a coffee. That's pretty much what he said to me. So I just said I'm going to finish this because I'm a very famous influencer. So again, like all Marusei koi, if we need something like specific fish that specific people are asking about at any size, we can pretty much find them. We can pretty much find them at Marusei. And please don't, a lot of people look down on Marusei and think that the fish are not, he's good for dealers, good for wholesale and everything like that. I'll tell you what, he's got some fantastic koi. The quality is amazing. Yes, it might be a numbers game, but when you're breeding this many numbers, you're going to get good fish. and we'll explain more of that when we get up to the main Marusei koi farm. These fish in here, all around 75 to 85 cm. Some great fish. Again, don't ask me about the filtration, it's absolutely bonkers. There it is. All these fish, no problem, no problem. Look at stocking levels. Amazing. Amazing. And at this facility alone, they keep him building and building and building. And I'll take you down there. I'm just going to go for a coffee with him, and then I'll go down there and show you what he's building down there. It's pretty amazing, really. Let's see if you guys can get your head around it in a minute. But there's just another place here. Again, it's mainly an overflow for the for wholesale people in these ponds here. Not those ponds. There's some superb fish in those ponds. Not cheap either. So he actually lives here now. There's tamasaba in that tank. Tamasaba. Just finished coffee. Arigatou gozaimasu. Domo. Mata ashita. Just been asking him then, pretty much, are you proud of your sons? And he's absolutely beaming with it. The guys that, you know, even now they are the busiest on the mountain. Everybody knows you go to Marahiro, it's packed. Go to Marusei, it's packed. Because people know where to buy the good fish. So down here, this is incredible, guys, as well. I mean, I was actually looking at this the other day, trying to figure out the filtration. And it's probably not as crazy as it seems. In fact, no, it is as crazy as it seems. It's funny, I just said to him now, are you going to put houses on the top of these ponds? And he said, maybe when I've got the money. So this has all been built in the last few years. Ponds, 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 filter. We'll go up that ladder in a minute and have a look. Just coming, making sure I've not stolen anything. So yeah, so he will put houses on these next few years. So all the systems are run off bottom drains straight to waste, straight to standpipes, then the rest are mid-fed. Yeah. Guys, I'm not even going to try and explain it. I've no idea I've no idea how it works. No idea. So this is the filter. I mean, this is the biggest filter I've ever seen in my life. Being pumped in from somewhere. So this filter is just for that system there. But again, I have no idea. I keep wanting to go, right, so this is, and then I go, and then I go, nah, I've no clue, no clue. I just put a 36-inch bead on, I've done with it. So again, I saw him the other day, he's just pulling the standpipes at the back there, show you. Every variety. So you can see the standpipes. He was pulling them the other day. They were, honestly, the muck that came out of them was incredible. Look at those for Hiyotsuris, guys. When people say they want red Hiyotsuris, there you go. Same over there. But again, overflow for Marusei. But still building all the time. I mean, just the concrete alone must have cost. The cost is just outrageous. Still full of fish. And they'll never ever run out of fish, ever. Everybody in the world could come here and buy a fish, they still won't run out. Maybe a slight exaggeration. Still working, 82 years old. Still as busy as ever. People who have been coming here and buying koi for a long time, this guy will be at the top of their list. I don't care what they say, this guy, for respect-wise, will be on the top of most people's list who've been buying koi from here when he was in charge. They'll still come here, have coffee with him. Absolutely amazing guy, really is. Taught me a lot. We'll go. Arigatou gozaimasu. Domo. But yeah, so that was the father, Seitaro, the boss. So now we will go to Marusei main house. I mean, the houses that I've shown you are probably just a fraction of what they actually have. They have houses everywhere. Okay, let's go to Marusei. Okay, so now we're up at the Marusei koi farm. Now this is the main retail facilities of Marusei koi farm. So it's funny really because behind me here, see the polytunnel? That was where Marihiro first started his business. So after he worked the day here, people used to meet him there, and that's where he started Marihiro Koi Farm. So that little polytunnel now, and I don't know if he still uses it, but it's just been recovered this week. We've seen it being recovered. So I don't know whether, and I actually did see Marihiro here this week near there, so whether he was taking some stuff out or not, I don't know. But yeah, so this is big, very big. So this house behind me here was built last maybe about 6-7 years ago now, because basically Marusei realised that a lot of the koi he was breeding were really good, especially stuff like Asagi, Kajaku, Otsuri, Hiyotsuris, beautiful Hiyotsuris. And yeah, I'll say I don't care. they're on par with Shinoda. Simple as that. It's fact. But so he has some very special koi. So what he wanted to do is build a bit of a special koi house to house the special koi. Obviously the prices are more expensive, but not crazy. But anyway, let's go and have a look in the newest house. And again, we're in the first week of November, and he's nowhere near finished harvesting. Very clean heeled suris, beautiful karashi, and obviously beautiful chagoi. The best. And at the time of filming, he's doing a good business because people are not looking for Go-Sanki as much as they're looking for non-Go-Sanki. So all the different varieties people want. But it's a beautiful house. And it's also great here because at the beginning of the trip, Marusei gives us our own pond. So it's really easy because he's not here that often because he's out harvesting all the time. So it's great for us. We can just put fish in our pond and he just lets us know the prices. So this one here is our pond. We have a pond on the other side as well, so it's great, especially for Brian. You know, he uses these a lot. So the big fish have still not been harvested. Crazy. Really crazy. Last year there was probably 200 fish in here up to from 80 to 95 cm. I'm hoping they're going to come in before I leave. I've got another week and I'm really hoping they come in. I'd love to see them. These are Rob's koi service. Wholesaler's been doing it for a long time. Very well respected. But yeah, beautiful. Karashi are just incredible. Incredible. So now we'll look at the original house, which was built, well, it was built before, but they took it over and turned it into a koi facility after the earthquake in 2004. It's a massive business, massive. But again, you know, you could probably count the staff on the hands, and they don't even use them all the time. Just use them in the busy periods, like when they're harvesting now. But this afternoon, if we were here, you just see trucks coming in. It's coming in. That roller shutter over there opens up. Fish get loaded in. Amazing. He'll be out now doing some. But again, this company is so easy to deal with. Oh, they make life so easy for us, you know. So good. Honestly, they're very professional company, very professional. If we ask him for fish, if we need fish to fill boxes and stuff like that, he sends us fantastic koi. He's getting ready to ship some today. And calendars there. So again, dealer's paradise. Got everything. The mix is incredible. Oh, now the Americans. All the koi loose swimming are ours and Brian's. A lot of sold out fish getting ready to ship. It's very difficult. I might have said it on a few other videos, is that the breeders don't know when people are going to ship the fish. So people come out here, let's say some dealers come out from a week from Indonesia, they go home, and then they'll turn around to their agent and say, right, when can we get the fish? Well, as soon as possible. So it's very difficult for farms like, especially Marusei, because they can't feed the fish. It's very difficult to keep feeding because they don't know from a day-to-day notice when they're going to have to ship certain amounts of koi. So the agent has to check for space on the plane, everything like that. So it's very difficult. So it's, you know, they want these fish out as fast as possible. And if we tell them that we're not bringing them out that fast, then they don't put them in net cages. What's up, Todd? So these fish in here are from 60 to 75. In here from about 70 to 80. What are you measuring?
Yeah, about 3 centimeters.
Yeah. In here up to 85. Really nice. I mean, if you've got the time to just stay here and pick through these, you'll find some gems. Some Hiotsuris up here, which are just incredible, and a Sagi as well in the other pond. But it's really good. I mean, we can just come here, bowl fish all day long. No one has to be here. It's great. Like I said, it makes it so easy for us to be able to deal with a company like this. And the fish are good. I'm going to be picking through this pond probably tomorrow or the day after. Find some nice fish for the shop. So we've got a guy over from Ohio Koi. Ryan's catching fish for him. We've got Brian supervising the operation.
Yep.
Quite great. Boom. AJ.
Uh-oh, Ryan's going with koi. Koi chip style.
Nice shower. So this is the Marusei Koi farm. So this, just going back, is Yoshiyuki's farm now. He's the owner of Marusei Koi farm. This was his father's originally, but then he took over. So this is Yoshiyuki, Marihiro's older brother. These koi are great. Filtration check. Lol. So that was Marusei Koi Farm. Obviously I've done it on videos before, but this is more of just a bit of a story, telling you about Marusei Koi Farm and the impact that they have on the whole area and on the whole koi industry in the world. You go to most websites from any dealer in the world, you'll see Marusei Koi. Incredible. So, but yeah, very good place for us. Good people, really, really nice people. Like I said, they make our lives so much easier. It's so easy. There's no hassles here. There's no nothing. We just get on with it. And you know, I've actually forgot fish here in the past when we're doing our packing list. I forgot a couple. You come back the next trip and he's like, Tim, you still want them 2 fish? And you're like, oh yeah, yeah, of course I do. But, I forgot. I remembered. So, but yeah, Marusei Koi Farm. What I'll do